Irish guy, and right, so what? Premier League game week 21? Weirdly, this one is broke up into two parts. Half of it is happening this weekend, half of it the next. That's very, very strange timing. It's like how they made one short Hobbit book into 3 long, boring movies. But lads, you know the drill. If I don't get at least one correct prediction this weekend, continuing the streak, then I will pour my neighbour's full wheelie bin all over my head. Right, let's go. Burnley 1, Luton 1. Luton Town are having a good season, but make no mistake about it, if they get relegated by a point, Rob Edwards will look at that pre-Halloween home defeat to Burnley and stew it all summer long. That was an extremely winnable home match, and they wound up with 0 points. That was failure. That would have been about as frustrating for Edwards as when he's told the gym is closed on Christmas Day. I mean, doesn't he just strike you as the type of bloke who'd rather be doing kettlebell lunges than watching his kids open a bunch of bananas from Santa Claus? Lads, Luton have not beaten Burnley in nearly 24 years. That is ridiculous beyond belief. Most people are saying that Luton are the best newly promoted team this season. I mean, that's not really saying much. It's like calling the long-sleeved nerd the funniest character in The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I mean, the show is about as comical as a penguin C-section. Yeah, I reckon this is going to be a result that helps nobody. Burnley will take an early lead through Sanderberg, be seconds away from carving out an important win before an absolute thunderbolt from Ross Barkley. 1-1. And Vince Company will look like he's just been told by a doctor that they're going to have to amputate his knob. Chelsea 3, Fulham 1. This is surely the tamest derby in the entire Premier League. It's basically just like a slap fight between 2 swanky posh blokes in the toilets of Harrods. Fulham and Chelsea is the West London rivalry that nobody really cares about, not even them. And I know that Chelsea are a laughingstock under Pochettino. I know that they just got beaten by Middlesbrough, and even the most optimistic Chelsea fan is probably looking at their manager as if his skin was made of barbecued poo, nothing but disgust in their eyes. Well lads, Fulham have a revolting record at Stamford Bridge. They are not winning at this ground. They haven't done so since the 70s when Rocky 2 was in cinemas. If Marco Silva leaves the stadium with a win this weekend, then lads, I will jump in a bush. I'm going to go with a pretty comfy 3-1 Chelsea win. Conor Gallagher with a hat-trick. I know that sounds wild. It sounds insane. It sounds like I got a chewing gum wedged in my brain. But I have a feeling that despite the distracting Tottenham rumours, Gallagher is somehow going to fluke his way to a treble. Just you watch. Newcastle 0, Man City 1. If this was a year ago, I would probably back Man City to lose at St James's Park. But ever since Chris Wood made this ground his own private tea party after Christmas, this stadium has lost a little bit of the fear factor. I know City have already lost here this season in the Cup, but I mean, do you really think Pep Guardiola is going to lose here twice in the same campaign? Don't forget, that was just Manchester City's second defeat at St James's Park since 2005. They don't lose here. They just don't. Don't get me wrong, the Magpies do give it a good go, but often Man City just nicks the win. Remember that bonkers 4-3 City win here in May 2021 when they were showboating by chucking an old toothless milkman like Scott Carson between the sticks, someone who looks like he'd escaped the set of the Banshees of Inisherin? I think this will be like December 2017 when Man City went to newly promoted Newcastle and ground out a tight 1-0 win where Dwight Gale nearly equalised on the last minute header. It'll be like that. Kevin De Bruyne will score an early goal, Newcastle will rally, have their chances, but sorry lads, missing the bite of Joe Linton in midfield, Eddie Howe is going to lose this one. Everton 2, Aston Villa 2. Look, Everton have a truly horrible recent record against Aston Villa. It's weird. Between 2009 and 2016, Villa only managed to beat Everton twice in their previous 16 meetings. But since their promotion, Everton have not beaten them in a Premier League game in 9 attempts. I know they knocked them out of the League Cup in September, but don't forget, they've been flattened 4-0 at this ground the month before. Unai Emery versus Sean Dyche. On paper, I don't like them odds. One is a supreme master tactician who gobbles up silverware as if he's James Corden eating beef burgers. And the other is a grim, ugly ogre by comparison, the modern day Big Sam, who probably chucks a handful of worms into his morning porridge. But I still rate the job Dyche is doing at Goodison Park. He's made it become a fortress again. So you know what? 2-2 draw. Goals from Amadou Onana, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ollie Watkins, and weirdly, Luca Digne. Yeah, 2-2. Man United 1, Tottenham 2. For a while there, it looked like the Manchester United squad always took Tottenham seriously now. Ever since that embarrassing, hideously awful 6-1 annihilation defeat to Tottenham on their own patch in 2020, this Man United squad clearly felt like avenging that every time they then played each other, because they beat them 4 times in a row. Pretty easy, comfy wins. But Spurs beat them in August of last year pretty comfortably, and yeah, I'm sorry, but Ange Postecoglou is on another tactical level to Erik ten Hag, who with every passing week looks more and more of a bald Ollie. I'm sorry, but I think it is a joke that he is still in charge at Old Trafford. How many more games does he need to lose until he's binned? Which ironically, he's lost 9 league matches this season. Postecoglou has lost 9 league matches since September 2021. I mean, come on. And there is a subplot here. Both these clubs are coming head to head just what, a week after wrestling over Timo Werner? They're like a couple of cranky old divorcees who have to be split up by Tesco staff after whacking each other with handbags trying to get to the last chicken quiche. I mean, fighting over a Chelsea flop Seems a little weird, right? Spurs are going to absolutely dominate possession. Go 2-0 up through Son Heung-min and Richarlison before Anthony Martial. Yes, Martial, the guy heaving it into a Fenerbahce. He'll poke in a late consolation goal. But yeah, this is going to be absolute wet mulch. If this happens, then will you sack him then? Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 0. I know most Arsenal fans will be offended, but I am tipping them to drop points at home against an old fragile Roy Hodgson. Somebody who can probably only chew the likes of yogurt for tea. But the Gunners can't score. Their frontline has such brittle confidence and self-belief. Watching them toil about up front, it's been like seeing a bunch of socially anxious classroom geeks mumbling their way through the Christmas pageant at school. Yeah, I mean, my cousin was a horse 3 years ago. She looked like she's going to get sick on the floor. The last team Arsenal want to face right now is probably Palace. Since 2016, they have failed to beat them 9 times. I mean, there was recently a 5-game stretch spanning 3 years when they were physically unable to grind out a win over Palace. They are their bogey team, and I'm going to call it. Bukayo Saka is once again going to play like a petrified kitten. His first touch will be off. He'll hit the post, slice the ball into the crowd. He's the Gunners' talisman, and yet right now, he's playing as if he spent Christmas eating poisoned donkey nuts for lunch. Sorry, Arsenal, but you ain't winning this match. I'll make a deal. For every goal that Arsenal score against Crystal Palace, I will take off an item of clothing. Oh, Christ. When did this channel suddenly turn into a grotesque version of Magic Mike? Brentford 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Draw, draw, draw. Draw written all over this one. The Bees have lost 5 games in a row, but surely Thomas Frank cannot allow his team to lose 6 on the bounce, because that is surely sack territory. Ivan Toney probably feels like Superman right now, sent from the heavens to come and rescue Brentford. But surely he's not going to go straight back into the starting lineup, right? I realize he'll have kept fit, and surely still has a 6-pack. I doubt he's been nibbling donuts and chucking Pepsi down his throat since May. I'm sure he's in good shape, but I don't care if he lives on the treadmill. I don't care if he's got a human hamster wheel in his bedroom. He will still have the match fitness of my dog. And I don't even have a dog. This fixture usually ends in a draw, so yeah, 1-1. Goals from Matthias Jensen and Chris Wood. Done. Sheff Utd 2, West Ham 1. This will be the height of inconsistency. West Ham, they won Christmas. They had the most excellent response to a 5-0 loss at Fulham by beating Wolves, Man United and Arsenal by an aggregate scoreline of 7-0. They haven't even conceded a goal since the horror night at Craven Cottage. 4 clean sheets in a row. What did David Moyes do that night? Threaten to break into each one of the players' mum's house and spike her tea with cyanide? Whatever motivational methods he used, they worked because they've been fantastic ever since. But I'm going to go with a shock win. It's hard to judge Chris Wilder's return. He's lost 4 games, one of them at home to Luton, where they scored 2 own goals to absolutely chuck away the win. That was unforgivable beyond belief. But to be fair, he has seen a home win over Brentford, and was seconds away from a win at Villa Park, so yeah, I'm going to go for a shock win. Vinicius Souza will open the scoring. Jared Bowen will grab a late equaliser. West Ham will push and push for the win, but will be caught out on the break. Ollie McBurnie with a last-minute equaliser. Absolute saints. Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 1. Sorry, the Reds did lose at this ground last season, when the Cherries had a much worse manager in the dugout. So what do you expect? Andoni Iraola, in my head, should be in the running for the manager of the year. The work he's done at Bournemouth so far this season, for a new boss in this nation, is outstanding beyond belief. Listen, Liverpool have been great too, and we'll take an early lead through Luis Diaz, but lads, this is going to be a match where Iraola once again proves that he is the real deal. When is everybody going to notice how good he is? Bournemouth will be absolutely sizzling in this match. They'll take control of the game, carve out chance after chance. Luis Sinistero spanking a late equaliser, and yeah, trust me, Klopp was going to be relieved to leave with a point. Brighton 4, Wolves 1. Gary O'Neill is an absolute wet lettuce of a coach. I know he's had some decent results recently, but so? No, when is the world going to wake up and realize how average he truly is? You'll see. You'll all see. I promise you. I promise you he is absolutely nothing special. And within 3 or 4 years, he's going to be bouncing from job to job in the lower leagues. Ozzy, 3 years from this video, he's going to be working for Charlton Athletic in League 1. I promise you. And so yeah, Roberto De Zerbi will outclass him with ease. 4-1? Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what do you think. Let me know what are your predictions below. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to go like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.